Inbound Flops. I'm Zach, not Kyle, or Zach for short, and today we are going to steer in a bit of a different direction for my content. Normally I talk about issues, champions, skins, and events in League of Legends, so I decided to combine all of those things with my own creativity to make an event based on a skin line coming out in the 12.7 patch, the Arcana Skins. So let's pick my brain and Riot's and see just how feasible this is. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to become not Kyle. If you are Kyle, that is illegal, as you can tell by the name of my channel, so subscribe or forever hold your peace, you traitor. I'm also on Instagram at ZachNotKyle and on Twitter at ZachNotKyleInc, so go follow me for garbage in your inbox. I also have my new comic, Rosé's Widow, that's going to be updating every week on my Instagram, Twitter, and eventual website for it as well, so make sure to tune into that for all of my storytelling. And now with that promotion housekeeping out of the way, let's create a better event than Anima Squad is right now. So to understand how we can build this event, you'll need to know about the real-world inspiration for the skin line. The Arcana skin line is inspired by the tarot card deck. Fun fact, the tarot cards are actually some of the basis for modern playing cards. However, these base cards are called the Minor Arcana. Now, the League of Legends skins are inspired by Arcana, but they're inspired by the other part of it, the Major Arcana. In the Major Arcana, there are 22 cards numbered from 0 to 21 called the Fool's Journey. These cards are the basis for each skin in the line. Disclaimer, I know Riot has said that they are not one-to-one representations, however, we are going with one-to-one representations so that way we could choose champions a little bit easier. So the first thing we have to do in order to pick characters and skins is to do a retrospective on the other lines for Arcana. We need to first determine which tarots they are based on. I know Riot has said that they are one-to-one perspectives, blah 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 blah, I just mentioned this and I will mention it 3,000 more times before you guys come for me in my comments. So, round 1 starts off with Camille, and a lot of people were saying a couple different ones for her, but in my opinion, she's actually the easiest to determine. She is the Hanged Man, as evidenced by her recall. She is literally in the almost exact pose as the Hanged Man. I don't know why people tried to debate it. Tahm Kench has a lot of possibilities, but I chose the Emperor for him because of the thing he's holding in his hand, and his gluttonous overpowering design would fit him as an Emperor. So then we have Lucian, who a lot of people say is the hardest, and for me he was initially difficult, but looking at his recall, you can see he has what appears to be a symbol of judiciary resemblance, implying the Justice card. It was that or the Sun, and since I have another character planned for that, we'll just go with Justice. Finally, Xerath is the Wheel of Fortune and not the fucking game show. His ult made him a good choice for that role, and the Tower was the other one, but it actually works better on another champion that I chose. Okay, so now we have round 2, which are the skins coming out this month. Hecarim is obviously the Chariot, I mean, he is a damn horse. Xayah and Rakan are 100% the lovers, that is a given. According to the leaks about the line, Ahri was actually supposed to be the High Priestess, which we're going to stick to because, you know, it's what they said. Ryze, also according to the leaks, is based on 2 tarots, being the Hermit and Magician. Riot Games, why do you make this video difficult? I ended up choosing the Magician though because other champions would fit the Hermit much easier, and we'll get to those when we do. So, we have established who the 9 current skins are. So there's 22 cards in the Major Arcana, and we need another round of tarot skins before jumping into the event to balance out the skins. If we jumped into an event with 14 skins, I think it would be the highest ever. And considering Arcana isn't going to be the big summer event, we know that they're not going to do more than 10. So this skin release would include 4 Arcana skins and probably come in Season 13, Patch 8 in my head, and it'll be representing 4 specific tarot cards: the Moon, the Sun, the Hierophant, and the Hermit. So the Hermit is the one I dropped for Ryze because there was no way I was giving him Hermit when he was based off of Magician as well. And the card was a toss-up between Trundle or Yorick. I had it for Yorick though because both designs have a hood and a stick, so the transition is easier on Riot and the Redditors can figure it out a little bit easier without getting into flame wars. The Sun and Moon are, everybody drum roll please, and you don't need one, it's Diana and Leona, I do not need to continue. And then finally I chose Karma as the Hierophant. Karma's regal and powerful energy matches the card and would give what needs to be given. And now we go to the final event lineup. So there are 10 cards left to be used after this, and I specifically saved the Fool and the World skins because they would both be legendaries, and because of who I chose chose as the Judgement, Judgement would take the prestige. This event would be the second event of season 14, probably around 14.7. Got it? Great. So, the Fool is first, and considering I have seen people discuss this before, looking at the name, everyone seems to immediately imply Shaco. However, looking at the picture, there is nothing that implies that Shaco would be a good fit. The item in the Fool's hands, though, actually resemble a certain character's weapons. So we're giving Lilia a legendary. Lilia having a legendary is a fun idea in my brain because Lilia is criminally underrated and it may pique interest in her a little bit more. So now we move on to the Empress, which was actually a trickier card to figure out as far as choosing someone goes because that skin could go to several champions. So I settled on our queen of getting random skins in random universes, Lux. The item the Empress holds is something that does compare to Lux's wand, so it does make sense in my brain. Also, Lux having a darker tone to a skin would be fabulous. So the next number is Strength. I originally wanted this champion to be the Chariot, but that was swiftly edited to re-include this champion into another tarot because of Hecarim, and that would be Sejuani. Sejuani is a war mother, and the picture actually shows a woman caring for an animal. So hello Sejuani, how are you today? Would you like a skin? So the next one was Death. Now sure, there are a lot of characters that this could go to because a lot of them tend to be obsessed with death, but for me this was actually a no-brainer and I immediately gave it to Karthus. Karthus is a crotchety boomer who looks like he just went to a West Hollywood straight bar and didn't make it out alive and sat decomposing for days already, so he's great for this role. So Temperance is next. This is the only one where I had no idea what to do. I had vague ideas, but I decided to use the flipped meaning of temperance, alcoholism and a lack of clarity. Hello, Yasuo. So Yasuo did seem like a great character for Temperance, even with some twists added in. And the reason that I was able to justify that is because there are actually flipped Arcana cards that you use in tarot readings, which use as the reverse of what they mean. So number 15 is the Devil. This, was originally Gragas, and then I immediately scrapped that. So this pick is going to be difficult. I actually thought of both Nocturne and Evelyn, but I ended up choosing Evelyn because Nocturne is more of a nightmare with terrible polygons, and Evelyn is implied and shown to be a demon. And sure, while Nocturne may be a demon as well, the demon imagery is very present in Evelyn. So the next card would be the Tower. This one is going to seem like I'm picking at straws, but these straws make sense later, and it's Senna. So think, Lucian is in this skin line, Senna is a great pick for a skin line rooted in magic, and the Tower comes from the Ruination in the Sentinels of Light event, and is very heavily drawn from the Sentinels headquarters. And I think putting those together makes Senna a valid pick for the Tower. So number 17 is the Star, which immediately is just Aesol. Aesol is a whole ass fucking celestial being. Who else do you pick? So now we have reached Judgement. This character gets a prestige skin. When choosing Judgement in the world specifically, I thought of two characters that go hand in hand and would actually work with either card mostly. And however, my ultimate decision came from the concept of the Judgement card, where you are heaven sent, emphasis on that, with positive karma and get what you deserve, and that person is Kale. Kale is an angelic looking figure at all times, so I thought she was perfect for this. So finally, the World. This character would also get a legendary skin for this line, and I chose Morgana. The concept of the World is getting everything you want, however, using the negative connotations includes success with sacrifice and coming up short, and Morgana fits this bill for me so well when paired with Kale as her counterpart. So we have Kale as the prestige, and the legendaries as Lilia and Morgana. So for the event, I'm thinking that there could be a chroma set for the event shop inspired by the Minor Arcana. Now the Minor Arcana has 4 categories or suites that were later translated into the French versions of cards that we now know here in the US mostly. And I think the one they would go with is Swords to make silver chromas, and it would definitely serve. It was that or do a bunch of piss-colored chromas by choosing cups, and I don't think anyone wants that. I really think if Riot did this event, it would be a success for sure. The Arcana skin line is well received and could be linked up for a good event for sure. Could it be recurring? Absolutely not. The Major Arcana ends at the 22 cards, and I think it won't need to be revamped because all of the skins are beautiful. It'll be a complete skin line with a fitting conclusion. The only way that I see Riot not doing this event but also finishing out the 22 cards in the Major Arcana is if they just did 2 more releases after the 3rd round that I mentioned earlier. So in conclusion, Riot, I have done your forethought for you, now execute it. I really do think Riot should do this event in 2024 and knock it out of the park with the way that the events have been revamped as of late. If they give the champions the promotion and care into the skins that they do deserve, a lot of mains will be very happy with this, and it can make Arcana have a lasting effect on this game. And with that, that's going to be it from me today, everyone. Make sure to follow me on everything to stay up to date, and I'll be here for you next time to give you the takes that you never knew you needed. Now get out there, get on the rift, and be a nice human. Bye, sis!